local author Tammy Washington wrote her first children's book, Yaya's First Day at Kindergarten, many years ago. Now she's back with a new book called Yaya's Stubborn Tooth. I talked one-on-one with Tammy about this latest book for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Tammy Washington, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you so much for having me again.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. Needless to say, I had you on Quintin's Close-Ups a few years ago when you first released one of your children's books called Yaya's First Day of Kindergarten, which, as I just mentioned, a children's book about a young girl who is obviously afraid to go to kindergarten. Now you have released a new children's book called Yaya's Stubborn Tooth. Tell me, what got you from Yaya's First Day of Kindergarten to now Yaya's Stubborn Tooth?
Well, I wanted to highlight another very important moment in my daughter Tamaya's life. And her losing her first tooth was very, very important to her. So that kind of gave me the idea to write a story about that so other kids who are losing their first tooth could relate to it.
Oh, absolutely. I want to dive into it a little bit, Miss Tammy. But when exactly did Yaya actually lost her first tooth?
I believe she was about 5 years old when she lost her first tooth. She came to me saying that her teeth was wiggling and she kind of freaked out a little bit. So we have to come up with some ideas to try to get her tooth to come out.
Can you share those?
Yes. One was, well, she was scared. She was terrified. I told her I would pull it out myself, but she said no, she don't want to do that. So she tried like biting into hard food, and that didn't work for her either.
Oh my, geez, that's crazy. And how did she deal with that stubborn tooth until it was actually, pulled out?
When I tell you, she bothered me about that tooth every day. It was crazy. Every day it's, when is my tooth going to finally fall out? Is it going to hurt? I'm so scared. So we talked about it every day for like a month until it finally came out.
I would imagine. So during that time until the tooth was actually pulled out, how did Yaya go about, everyday life?
Well, she was scared that it was going to get knocked out. So she was trying to really protect her tooth. Yeah, she was afraid of the pain that it was going to cause on her. So she was being very careful not to get it knocked out.
And we know about how kids, play and do all these other things to try to keep away from, reality, if for lack of a better word. How did Yaya take her mind off the stubborn tooth?
Well, she did eventually forget about it. So she would just play with her friends, not even thinking about her tooth. That kind of distracted her. But little did she know, she could foresee in the future that's actually how she lost her tooth, from playing with one of her friends.
Wow.
So once she forgot about it, that's when it came out.
Oh, that's really cool. So did you all have to obviously or eventually go to the dentist?
No, not eventually. Her friend knocked it out for her, so once it was out, it was out. We cleaned her up real nicely.
Yes.
That's all we had to do.
And was she able to save that tooth?
Yes. Once it got knocked out, she found it. She came running back to me to show me that her tooth was out, and we were both cheering, jumping, so excited that yes, her tooth was finally out. We were able to put it in a little Ziploc bag, put it under her pillow, and we were ready for the tooth fairy.
Oh, wow. And what did the tooth fairy do?
Oh, the tooth fairy left her a huge monetary donation. I think she got about $20 from the tooth fairy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So when her tooth was knocked out, how did Yaya tell that to her friends?
Oh, she told everyone. So, her friend was the witness. I believe it was her and her younger brother. They were playing together, and so her friend actually, I believe, kneed her in her mouth. So yeah, they were all around to see it. So she came back running in the house to let me know that, yeah, her friend knocked her tooth out, and she told everyone, family, friends, everybody.
Wow, that's really really interesting. Very much interesting.
Yeah.
So, when you look back at Yaya's stubborn tooth to right now, what still plays in your mind?
Oh, I still have the memories of it. Her friend that knocked her tooth out actually moved away. So we kind of use that as like a fun memory to remember her. I have on video when the tooth fairy came and when she looked under her pillow to get the money out. So that was all recorded and documented. So we actually looked at the video not too long ago. So that was fun to watch back. Now that she's lost like 10 teeth now, so it's fun to watch her when she lost her very first tooth.
Very first tooth. So
Yeah.
now that okay, of course she lost her first tooth when she was like around 5. So how did she deal with losing those upper, tooth?
Oh, so she was so scared to lose the rest. She's a little traumatized from losing the first one. So every time she has a wiggly tooth, she's like, okay, I'm gonna be very, very careful not to get this one knocked out. So yeah, she proceeded with caution for all of her other loose teeth.
And the amazing thing about this particular book, Miss Tammy, is that this is a real character in real life.
Right, yes. Real character in real life. So all of my stories are basically about Tamaya. She's 10 years old now, so
Yes.
everything that she's going through, I'll write a book about it, and that way we can document everything, and I change it up a little bit to make it interesting and childlike for all the other kids, but everything is based on a true story.
So what do her friends think about this particular book?
They love it. I have a few of her friends that I've donated the book to them, and they read it, and they were like, "Yeah, I can kind of experience, say I experienced some of the similar things in the book." They would, you know, tell how they lost their first tooth, and they're like, "Yeah, I understand why you was traumatized and scared."
Scary.
Yeah,
And when Yaya looks back at that book, what does she think? What does she think? I should say.
she think it's hilarious. All the funny parts in the book, she's like, "Well, good thing I didn't really have to do all of that to lose my tooth." Yeah, Yaya, she tries a bunch of crazy, silly things to get that tooth out, but Tamaya, she didn't have to do too much of that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really really great. And what character stands out to you the most in this particular book?
of course, Yaya, of course, and her friend that actually got the tooth out. She played a very important part in the story as well.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. And if you could go back and rewrite the book, what other characters would you add to this particular story?
I would probably add more scenes with the Tooth Fairy. Like once the Tooth Fairy comes, I'll probably add like more detail to what it was like meeting the Tooth Fairy and things like that. Which that was pretty much how I had the book written at first. But once my sisters, Jerica and Ariel, they read like my rough draft, they was like, "Oh, you should focus more on her actually losing the tooth than what the Tooth Fairy does."
Right.
So kind of scratch that idea and just focus more on Yaya and her issues.
Issues. Will there be part 2 of this particular book?
Not part 2 of this book, but me and Tamaya, we are actually going to start writing another book soon. She's going to be my co-writer this time, so she'll be a co-author for the first time. So we're trying to come up with different ideas of what else was important in her life and try to, steal some scenes from that and write a story from that. So we're working on that.
You talk about scenes from obviously her life. So when you go back to Yaya's kindergarten book, what particular scenes from that particular book resonates with this new book here?
Just her navigating through life. My daughter, she takes everything very, very seriously. So when something important happens in her life, you will know about it. She, she will let the world know that she's either afraid or excited, and we just got to navigate through, and we get through it. So, yeah.
And is writing the book your way to navigate through those particular problems?
Definitely. It's like my way to kind of pay tribute to what we went through, keep the memories of what we went through, and I'll have it for me for the rest of my life. So definitely writing a book helps with all that.
Now, I know obviously you and the rest of the family went to Disney World a couple of months ago, so will you write a book about that?
That would actually be a great topic because, yeah, that was very important. She turned 10, which is a very important child year. So that would probably be included in the next book.
Oh,
We were all very excited. It was all of our very first time going to Disney World. So, yeah.
yeah. I just saw the Instagram post about that. That's amazing as well.
Yes. Yes. We're actually going back
Oh,
for her 11th birthday in October. So we'll be
yes.
experiencing Disney World again.
Oh, that's really great to hear.
Yeah.
And for the viewers out there that want to purchase your current book, Yaya's Stubborn Tooth, how do we go about that?
You can go on Amazon, type in Yaya Stubborn Tooth, and you can put my name in, Tamarind Washington, and my book will pop up. It's a very cute little read.
Yes, yes, it looks that way. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's really really amazing. Well, congratulations on this book, and again, Tammy Washington, thank you for your time, and again, welcome back to Quintin's Post-ups.
Thank you so much. See you again soon.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.